Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing Lords of the Fallen 2023 on the Steam Deck thanks to CI Games for providing a code of the game a couple days before release. So this is actually one day before the game comes out. Probably when this video comes out the embargo is lifted, otherwise I will be in serious trouble. So I don't know why when I put the Steam Deck on my capture card, it sets it to 720p. I put it on 800p on the Steam Deck screen, but we're going to talk about that in a moment. As you can see here, there's no FSR or XeSS options, and I checked it on my PC and those options show up. Seems to be an issue on the Steam Deck, not sure why it doesn't show up. I'm using Proton Experimental. If there's an update on this, I'll let you know in the pinned comment, but as of right now, it seems to be automatically choosing our FSR option because the options are there, just don't show up on the Steam Deck for some reason. Then on graphics, by default, they will put everything on low, but my advice is to put anti-aliasing on high. It's TAA, so shouldn't be a big issue. Textures on medium, because if not, it's potato textures. And if you're playing at 30, motion blur on. Before doing that though, let me show you how to lock it to 31 FPS with the lowest latency possible. So when you are before launching the game, go into this cog, properties, and in general type this. It will be in the description if you want to copy and paste. 1 FPS above the lock that we want, because this is a Unreal Engine 5 game and I tried it with unlocked frame rates and it was a complete mess, so I recommend you skip that. And when you change settings, please restart the game. So now I'm going to show you very quickly how the game looks on this screen. Unfortunately, it puts itself at 720p for some reason, and I'm going to load up a new game. But so far, as I was saying, FSR is in the game, but the issue with it is that it doesn't actually show up on the Steam Deck. But I think they're forcing balanced FSR on the Steam Deck. Because of the pixelation, I kind of noticed that this is probably balanced or performance FSR. FSR 1, it seems to be. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. So I'm just going to skip through. The character will be Santiago, whatever. I just want to start the game. And it will be at 720p first because for some reason on my capture card it doesn't use the resolution that I want. In this game in particular. And let's put the full FPS counter. And again, as you can see, locked to 31. And the first time I launched the game, I was pretty blown away. It was on low settings, and it was like 50 FPS, but as soon as I started moving, it dropped into the 30s. But if I see the edges around the character, it seems to be upscaling it quite aggressively. So again, I'm guessing this is like the performance preset, which will be 50% resolution, upscale to native resolution. In this case, 720p. So let me go now to the Steam Deck screen and with the camera and show you how it is at 800p, because this gives us a small improvement in performance, and it wouldn't be fair because when you're playing on Steam Deck you're usually at 800p. But I'm not sure if you notice around the edges of the character while moving there is some pixelation to it. So yeah, let's go to the Steam Deck screen and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back into the game now. I restarted the game and as you can see the resolution now is correct on the Steam Deck screen. Graphics, same as before. And the lock to 31 FPS that I showed you how to use a second ago. So let's continue. The very beginning, so we are in a temple. It's not very demanding. I played like an hour of it. Sorry, 40 minutes. And I found a place with lots of effects, so I think that would be a good place to get started. But as you can see, Shadows are a bit pixelated, which makes sense. But the game still looks pretty good, considering this is low settings. Remember, this is an Unreal Engine 5 game. Not this way. Frame time's not perfect, but hey, we'll see once we get outside. Let's see if it drops below 30. Here we are. The tutorial. And there will be some interesting things in this game, such as, well, having a portal. Oh, I forgot to jump. Having a portal to another dimension in the palm of our hands, which looked pretty cool when I tried it, which will show up in any second. Of course, we're not skipping the demanding part. Okay, let's do this correctly. There we go. What a small jump. It's ridiculous. Okay, telling me how to dodge. That's okay, I can do that. Oof. But this definitely looks like FSR or TSR or some upscaling is being used. Maybe even variable rate shading. I don't think this is native resolution at all. Which is okay, but at least let me change that in in the options menu. Again, on my PC, FSR does show up as an option, even DLSS on my RTX card. Oh, of course. So now I can show you. See, there's a completely separate world that you can spawn in with this lantern. There it uses GPU quite a bit. As you can see, if I'm using the lamp, it's like 90 minutes of battery, give or take. Let's go this way. And it casts shadows. That blows my mind. So there's probably some light lumen implementation here. Not sure if lumen is enabled even on the lowest settings. Oh, I'm not paying attention. I forgot this is a Souls-like game. Sorry, guys. Oh, okay. Okay, the first time you do it, they probably say, okay, it's your first time, whatever. Alright guys, I'm now back into this area of the game that doesn't have the, well, the outer part like I'm showing you right now. I don't want to fall. So I'm about to go outside, which is good. That means we're getting to one of the performance heavy areas. So this is the first time you go outside in the game. And there will be a couple things on the boss side of things. Let's first of all rest. Activated. Okay. So in this part now, the foliage is disabled, so you're not actually going to see any foliage on the ground. It will look very flat, but again, a Unreal Engine 5 game on the Steam Deck. Even reflections cannot be turned off, apparently. Whoops. Let's just dodge. And I forget that I have a health bar. Okay, nice dodge over there. Oof. Did I die? No, not yet. I don't know what this does, but I'll use it. Oh, I think it heals me. Awesome. Try again. Actually, the rolls and the backstepping are very, very far. The movement, I mean. Okay, got him. So now there will be a dragon there will be a lot of fire on screen, so this is a good time to see how far I can push the Steam Deck. Come on. Okay, lots of particles there. ISO drops into the 27th range. Okay. Okay, mid-20s. Gotcha. So, again, I'm not sure how the rest of the game will pan out. But at least this dragon... I think I was supposed to die there. I don't know. Yeah, with all that fire, reminds me when in Dark Souls, when I get fire from a dragon, he drops frames. Well, here it dropped into the mid-20s. Yeah, I was supposed to die there. Okay. It wasn't my fault. So overall, I would say it seems to be 30s right now, but I don't know which FSR or TSR preset it's using. It looks to me that it's using the performance preset, but I don't know for sure. We're going to visit the config file in a second. But again, reflections are there. Game overall looks good. I see some pixelation on my character. In the smaller screen it's harder to tell, but it's there. But it seems to be working at 30. The thing is, which is our resolution? That's my biggest question out of this. Hang on, I gotta get the soul out of him. That didn't work. Yeah, the rolls take me very, very far away, which is good for me. But it's pretty hot. Feels weird. But the thing is, when you are using the portal to another dimension, this lantern, which again, I think is a pretty cool mechanic. I'm guessing this is to say, hey, look, we use SSDs. Oh my god. So yeah. You get to the parallel world. And well, that casts shadows when you're using that lantern. But I don't know how the rest of the game will pan out. I'll have to keep playing it. And I'll tell you later if I find a more demanding area, which probably does exist. But that dragon really killed the performance. Otherwise it's been okay. It's been 30s across the board. So yeah, pretty impressed. But yeah, conclusion, I would say play it with the auto preset, which means everything on low, but change the textures to medium. And also make sure that the anti-aliasing is on high, otherwise it's super pixelated. It's TAA, so it's not super demanding. And if FSR shows up in your Steam Deck, we'll see what the game recommends, but this looks like either balance or performance FSR. So again, on my PC FSR shows up, but on this it doesn't show up in the menu, so I'm going to check out the config file. Alright guys, welcome back. Now we are in the desktop mode. So to find the config file, you need to go to Home, Deck, Local, Share, Steam, Steam Apps, Compat Data, 150, 175.0, PFX, Drive C, Users, Steam User, App Data, Local, and here's the folder, Lords of the Fallen 2, saved, config, Windows, and here you go. Finally, we found it. Game user settings.ini. Let's see what's in here. All right, so resolution is correct. Nothing about upscaling here. Okay, the settings here are correct as well. Okay, everything seems to be in order. Frame rate limit 0, perfect. Okay, but in here says hex game user settings local data, FSR enabled false, FSR quality medium, which I'm guessing is balanced, but it says false, so it should be disabled. DLSS false, DLSS frame generation false. Okay, so there's DLSS at FSR, good to know. DLSS sharpness, NIS. There's also NIS, the NVIDIA image scaler, which is disabled as well. NVIDIA reflex off, motion blur enable true. I disabled that, but hey. Film grain false. Play a lantern cast shadows. Oh, I can disable that. Interesting. This will be nice to change for performance reasons. Still, it's a good effect. Quality auto effect. Okay, so here it says FSR enabled false, but it says medium, and medium usually means balanced, but there's nothing about resolution being mentioned here. About the upscaling. I mean, it's here, don't get me wrong. You can see this, it's disabled. It should be on true if it was enabled, but the game doesn't look sharp on native resolution. So it doesn't make sense to me. There's probably something going on there. Maybe it's very rich shading, but I don't think the game would run as well as it does, considering it's a Unreal Engine 5 game, on Steam Deck on native resolution. That doesn't make sense to me. Something doesn't add up. So let's guess that it's FSR balanced. I think that would be the most, either balance or performance, that would make the most sense. But otherwise, right now, at least at the time of making this video, I don't see this option inside the menu. If there's an update that adds that option, I'll let you know in the pinned comment. If needed, we're going to make another video covering it. But again, we're 1 day before the launch day. There was a 2.2 gigabyte patch before I started recording, so stuff like this should change. We'll see. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. Thanks again to CI Games for providing a code.